Enjoying myself, yes. Rooting on our friends.
All right, so there's a couple of you guys asking where my banner is. It's loading. Yeah, John Weber last year ran all the PBA stops, and then the transfer from John to the new guy who's running the stops, Tony, probably just got lost in the paperwork. But it'll be there eventually. At some point this year, I'll see it. As for my block today, I went 190, 190 to start and then backed it up with 270, or 220, 270, 240, 240 for a big finish. Got to just about 200 over on the block, which is a little ahead of the pace. So now off of the cut, I'm about 100 up, and off the cash line, about 130 up. So I just need a solid block again tonight, hopefully chase down some of those guys a little ahead of me. And for me, seemed like harder and straighter, keeping the ball more in front of me worked well this morning. And when I tried to open it up, it did not. So maybe tonight, keep that in mind for earlier in the block, making sure I keep the ball a little more in front of me to start. What's up, big dog?
I just paced the field today. Actually, it was about 10 behind the pace, so I'm close. Gonna need a big one tonight.
How far back are you, or ahead of the cut are you?
I think 20 something. 27 sounds right.
27 behind?
26 behind the cut. I started the day 17 behind the cut, so.
On the bubble.
On the bubble. I need a block like my first one, and we're Gucci.
Honest recap?
Honest recap.
Okay. No, today I honestly couldn't tell you a single score that I threw.
There's a 254.
Well, because last night I was more focused on results and I shot 100 over, and today I just made sure that I was just throwing it better than instead of being a donk. So I didn't even worry about, I didn't even know what frame I was in until DJ bowled twice to bowl the 10th. So that's where I was.
Bye, balloon.
And you went plus a bunch. Nice.
Yeah, 230, I think.
Nice. Don't focus on the score. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I won't.
Do you guys remember when I made the debate of 8 baggers over spares? I have since cursed myself, and I am the worst spare shooter on tour. but I strike more. So team 8-bagger, always. Guys, I've said this already to Matt. I've cursed myself. If I miss a spare, I'm due for a big old game. And when I pick up spares, I shoot 207. But I bowled a good block of just all over the place. Hey, I'm not talking to the camera or anything.
Mitch, how did your block go?
It's hard. Usually when you go 150 over, you don't feel that bad, but 150 over, 150 over, this block does not feel great. Last two blocks, 150 over. Just, 3-baggers aren't cutting it. I need to join team 8-baggers. Maybe give up some spares, I don't know. It's tough to try and find more strikes without trying to make it strike, if that makes sense.
What are you going to do to try and find more strikes this next block?
I don't know. Like, sometimes you can just do the same thing and it works. So I think I'm probably just gonna do that. Probably not gonna change too much. Maybe they'll just fall this time.
All right.
120.
What'd you do? How'd it go?
It went terrible after the first game. I bowled 260 with a split, 268. Then I go to the next pair, which I followed Mitch, and they did a terrible job breaking the pair down. Pair hooked about 15 or so more than the pair that I started on. Bowled 201, and then I went to the next pair, and it was maybe the tightest pair that I had bowled on the entire time. I missed the headpin the first shot, as well as the other two right-handers on the pair. We all missed the headpin to the right. So I went from looking at 7 or 8 at the arrows the first game to looking at 16 or 17 to back to looking at like 11. Tough to shoot high scores whenever you're trying to figure out how much to move back and forth. So for me, I think going into this block, I'm going to just use more surface and try to stay ahead of everyone that I'm following. Figure out what to do to get all of them down, and I couldn't really do it at the end. So we're playing some Pokemon, and we're gonna hopefully figure some out.
Recap.
Last
First-
time I saw you, you were making Team USA.
That's true. Look at these balloons.
Madison got them, not for me. But
Balloons are actually for me. Like, they came over today. I was like, oh, surprise. 'Cause 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 I was like, oh, surprise. '
The jacket.
The
The
jacket.
jacket also.
It slowly moved closer to Prather's room.
No, I bowled all right. I felt like I had a little better look on fresh. I had 70 over after 2, which is like 40 behind the pace, but it's 30 ahead of my my normal pace. So it's been all right. Game 3 wasn't so good, but but I
He tooted, that's why I said
yeah they booted and tooted. But then-
Overall, we doing pretty good?
yeah, I had 801 my last 3, so
Oh, that's a lot.
bombed them pretty good there the last 3 games. Got to 609 overall.
Oh, that was a needed 801.
It was a needed.
Let's get
801,
it.
yeah. So yeah, we're in contention now. I think we're in. I don't know. We're in the cut.
We're in wherever we're in.
We're in there somewhere. But I need more strikes because the pace ain't slowing down.
Kevin here, sideline reporter. Chris, after game 4 of the tournament yesterday morning, what did you tell me when you came up to me as you were coming to my pair? I'll tell you. He said, I feel like I'm bowling the U.S. Open. How do you feel being in the cut now?
Well, funny.
Feels like he's bowling
funny
the
you
US
say that
Open.
because I also shot 820 the year I won the U.S. Open. So yeah,
He bowls
it's-
2 U.S. Opens a year.
It still feels like the U.S. Open.
Nick, how'd you bowl?
It was close to setting the scoring record. Then I missed frame 1, game 1 today. But we got to 179 over on the block. We're 215 over.
Finding our way.
Better, just learning, just trying to get better each
What
block.
balls you throw to get better?
Black hammer and NV tour. And then I drilled the ball with a new fit. So,
Throwing that the second block?
oh yeah.
Boog, how'd your block go?
It went okay. Pretty much about 20 behind the field. It was 140 over for the 6 games. So sitting 25th right now
All right, not bad. Right on the bubble.
on the bubble. Big one tonight.
This is the final round of qualifying. The top 24 advance to match play. As far as the house goes, we've got 6 guys in the top 24 to start this last round of qualifying. Packy, Kevin, both Chris's, BJ Moore still lighting them up. Mitch is in there, and Darren is within striking distance. So we got a lot of guys looking to make the top 24. Another awesome storyline. We got a couple Wichita State Sharker bowlers in the cut right now. TJ Rock and Ryan Barnes have been lighting them up. Brandon Bonta and Spencer Robarge are currently on the team, and they are within striking distance making the cut. So we could have 4 current Sharker bowlers making match play here at North Rock. Both Chris and Ryan Barnes were in the top 24 to start this last round of qualifying. So they could be matching up against each other in match play if they both have good rounds here.
squad number 4 recap. Had a big one, 255 over, 53, something like that. Made a couple changes. Went with some cleaner bowling balls, but used more surface. So that way when I moved left, I felt like I could throw it further to the friction faster and had the confidence that it wasn't going to go in the gutter. Going into match play tomorrow, I think it's going to be more urethane for longer, mainly because there's less people. People typically play straighter, and I think that ultimately it's going to be very high scoring. Some more.
How'd the block go?
Better than the last two. Not as great as the big boy block number 1, the 290 over.
Same.
160 over. I didn't think that was gonna be enough actually. I didn't think that 750 was gonna be enough. But it was. Yeah, just excited to have a chance in the match play. Obviously 24 more games. A lot can happen. 100 pins can be made up pretty quickly. So yeah, drilled a new urethane. Hopefully I can stand it longer, and just happy to have a chance. You know, it's not easy changing brands and coming out swinging, especially when the scores are this high. So, yeah, overall pretty happy with my performance at the Blairs.
Same for Mitch and me, really, where it was like another okay block. I didn't bowl my best. However, I found some big games there along the way to get me in the cut. I went 785 over for the 24 games. Good news is tournament's only halfway over. We got 24 games of match play left. I think I'm going to add a little more loft and a little more surface to my bowling balls, hopefully get them to pick up a little harder in the middle of the lane and not be quite so lazy down lane. And maybe I'll catch another block like that big boy block where I went 305 over. So hopefully match play, a lot of wins tomorrow, and hopefully lots more good bowling to do the next 24 games.